Hi friends, welcome to Vivo Creatives. This is Vishnu. Those who follow us on Instagram or YouTube would know that I show kind of interest in photography. I am using a Vivo X70 Pro Plus. It has got a very beautiful camera hardware. I have given the specifications of the camera from Vivo's page and also from gsmarena.com, which is a very respected and widely read website for mobile phone in the link below. And over and above this, with camera modules and big sensors, as you have seen in my image, it has got a very specific aspect which separates it from all other mobile phone cameras. Vivo has given a separate ISP, image signal processor, which is its V1 chipset, which Vivo has developed in-house in this camera. It has a very powerful chip in Snapdragon 888 Plus, but this specific chip for only image processing gives this camera a separate magnitude. So when I started shooting with this phone, I took a particular image. It was a flower in my backyard, a yellow flower. I took it from around 45 degrees to its right, and there was a street light to its left at about 45 degrees. I shot in the regular mode with its flash on, and I got a very flat image with its highlights practically blown off and rest all other things in the background and foreground out of focus and in dark. After about a couple of seconds, I shot that very same scene again, this time also with flash and this time also in its regular mode. What I got is here. You can see the images side by side. It took about a couple of seconds for the phone to capture this second image, and in the meantime I could see what was happening behind the screen. The phone first shot out a flash and then it read the exposure and then it kept the exposure on the subject. I had kept that flower as, according to this rule of thirds, and the phone captured that image with correct and required exposure, and it darkened everything else in the background and in the foreground. It darkened everything and kept the illumination on the subject, that is this yellow flower. Now what I learned from this particular example was that nowadays the mobile phone has enough brains to judge what is in front of it, and they can shoot according to what has been fed into its brains and can give you very good images even in challenging conditions, because what you can see from the image on the right is something else and what you can see from the image on the left is something else. The AI or machine learning or whatever these technical things happens inside this chip, I don't know, but what I got was an image of good quality. Now here I have another image which I shot at 8:30 on 10th of April. So this was a photo of a couple of unicorns, miniature unicorns, held in the palm of my daughter, and it was shot with sunlight falling directly onto the image. I shot again in regular mode, again with its flash on. What happened was, it again shot a flash, read the exposure and maintained the correct exposure on those unicorns and darkened everything around it. In fact, what I got was not as dark as what I have shown in this image. I deleted that previous image after editing this one. But the thing is, I got an image where the subject is correctly exposed and everything is dark. The first one was in a dark environment at night, and the second one was during the day at 8:30 in the morning when sunlight was falling correctly onto my subject, and I shot with a flash, and the resultant in both cases were a very correctly exposed and a very good image with enough detail, enough clarity, but with the background completely darkened. So what I learned from these two images is that we should not be afraid to use the flash on our mobile phone camera. What I got in both these cases are good, decent quality images which are good for a mobile phone camera. Let it be a Vivo X70 Pro Plus. Now to understand these two examples, that is of this night time and this daytime, I tried a couple of experiments using same phone but with a cup as my subject and creating a dark enough environment to create that scene which was available at the time of shooting these images. Okay, so you can see on the screen what I got from this experiment, and it is that the flash works differently in different situations. I am giving each of these images in sequence here. So what I could understand from this is that the camera judges what in front of is available. Then it works out an image and produces in front of you. Now, a couple of days ago, I was going through the Wikipedia article for backscatter photography. So essentially, backscatter is the orbs of light seen in the image when we shoot with the flash. The air around us has any number of particles or water droplets or anything. If it is of a significant size and if it reflects the flash back to the image camera, then it forms an orb in the image. Why should not try to create an effect using this backscatter? And I tried an experiment using the same subject, my cup, and a sprayer. What I did was I used the Pro mode to create a dark enough environment with a shutter speed which matches my activity. Then I first focused on that subject. Then I put another object in front of the subject in between my camera and the subject and focused on this second object. And after removing that second object, I took a sprayer. It was a sanitizer of my gun, and I sprayed a couple of times and showed that using the flash on. Okay, what I got is right here. As you can see here, it was not a perfect experiment. I am novice to photography. I am novice to creative photography. Everything is okay. But what I did essentially worked. I have a subject which is not in focus, which is defocused, and I have a effect like a spray or say fog or say smoke. I have it in the foreground, and I managed to darken the entire scene bar this droplets of spray, because I had kept that in focus and kept everything else defocused, and I used the flash, so I got a few droplets in focus with enough brightness caused by that flash on my mobile phone, and everything else was comparatively dark and out of focus. So what I got was the effect I actually desired. Of course, it is not a perfect experiment. You can see that the droplets in fact passed over my subject in background, and you cannot actually see the subject clearly in the final image. I cropped it to get a zoomed image, but what I got was a completely, partially blocked subject. So anybody using a creative photography, anybody with some experience can modify this experiment and get better results, better effects. So like I said, we have a specific message to all of you who considers photography as a hobby or a enthusiasm. It is that we should not hesitate to use the flash provided in the mobile phone. Yeah, it is a specific case that we should not be using it, but in general we should consider using it or not. Okay, to get some creative effects, we can use this flash on the mobile phone, which I have shown you in the first two images, and you can in fact exploit it to create desired effect as I have shown in the final experiment. So like they always say, all rules in photography are to be broken to get desired effects. So if your mobile phone, camera, flash gives you a desired effect, break that rule and use that flash. If that gives you a desired image, a good looking photo, please use that. And I request you to carry out my experiment, and if you can improve it and give me the results in my comment section. Like I said earlier, I have mentioned the specifications of Vivo X70 Pro Plus from its official webpage, and also from GSM Arena, a very respected website for mobile phone photography, in my description. And also I have given the definition and description of backscatter in the description link. Okay, so you can read them, you can understand them, and try to grasp what I have been saying in this video. Okay, so you can experiment with your creative photography, and in general I think if you are from my level, you can improve your photography as an enthusiast at least. Of course, it is not for you professionals. So go through them, learn photography, improve your photography. And if you like this video, please share it, because I think this video contains a serious message to all of you who are interested in mobile photography. So please share it and carry out my experiments and get input from your friends and mention all those in my comment section. And ultimately, if you think it is worth, then please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so that you get all our future videos. Let it be regarding cooking in Malayalam or let it be regarding photography in English or Hindi. Thank you and bye.